As we take a look at the current standings, after tonight, there'll be only one weekend to go of men's lacrosse in the Big Ten. Hopkins looking to move one step closer to the #1 seed for the Big Ten men's tournament. Ohio State looking to get their second victory of conference play. They beat Rutgers a couple weeks ago, 14-8, and the Buckeyes win the first face-off. Tommy Burke, graduate student from Vermont, gives the Buckeyes their first opportunity.
I think the face-off X is one spot that the Ohio State Buckeyes, on paper at least, have a pretty clear advantage. That didn't go in, would have been waved off.
Yeah,
goal is good.
Yeah, I'm probably throwing a flag in that situation as well, but it would have been wiped out by the score. 14th goal of the year for Sheen, the junior out of Seal Beach, California. Had 27 goals last year to lead the team, and Ohio State battling on that ensuing face-off. Tough ground ball picked up by Trent DeChico. And Ohio State, we knew this game was going to be a buckle all 4 points of your chin straps here tonight, and Ohio State's coming out very physical, very energized. Head coach Nick Myers, he's got to be pleased with this start for the Buckeyes. This is a Hopkins team. They'll go 6 deep at short stick defensive midfield. The defensive assignment on that last possession was number 48 in blue, Marcelo Arteaga, senior from Miami, Florida. And as you mentioned, just a great speed move.
Stadiums, all of the Big Ten Conference has that. You want to recruit right, you got to have the facilities in this day and age, and all of these teams do.
Face-off win by Burke. Out of the timeout, shot rings off the helmet of Patrick Dean's long stick midi for the Blue Jays. Colin Brown flubs the first-time grounder, but is able to recover and pick it up and gets the ball upfield. And right now, it is all Ohio State. Angeles, to me, is that one player Hopkins cannot afford to lose. He is the quarterback, keeps things calm on the offensive end, can feed, can dodge.
Setting him up, and then bam, he strikes.
Pat Cavanaugh, Notre Dame, reminds me of that move reminds me of him.
Yeah, there's certain guys that just like Jack Myers for Ohio State.
Yeah,
had that, but he's like not the fastest guy.
Yeah, he's just placed at close defense by number 11, Carson Brown. And Kilrain will not be allowed to return to action until the next dead ball.
And that's a new rule change this year.
It is.
And part of that is encouraging kids to wear their helmets properly. Now, are taught, they understand that if there's a screen, there's somebody in front of the goalie, put it on net, see what happens.
Yeah, let it rip. Tommy Burke wins another face-off. Hopkins using Tyler Dunn for the most, junior from Eagle, Idaho. 17th goal of the season. Physical play at the face-off. McDermott, tough ground ball. Smart play to get it to Chase Erlin. Akin to a basketball player pulling up for, I know it's not a three-pointer necessarily, but I mean, he just pulled up and let her rip on Chase Erlin, who, what I was going to say earlier, along with Jack Frasian, probably those two have established themselves as the top goaltenders in the Big Ten. But don't tell that to Ohio State, as they have scored 7 on Erlin. And another, I mean, these face-offs, man, that's a game within the game.
No doubt, and Ohio State has the advantage right now. But you talk about goaltending in the Big East.
And we saw Degnan lost his shoe and also was walking a little gingerly to the sideline. So something that we will keep our eye on.
And they have Chavette down low.
Cam Chavette is the 4th attackman. 150th goal of Garrett Degnan's career. Deliver it. Hunter Chavette. He had 6 goals in his first 2 games as a Blue Jay. Quick time, opportunity, great handle, shot, save Erlin. Another rebound, shot goes wide. And time expires here in the first half in Columbus. A wild ending.
Wow. Ohio State gets not 1, but 2 opportunities, and Erlin, that would have gone, that would have counted.
Greg Langenmeyer, what a hand week. And it went similar to this one. The Hopkins women got out 3-0. Maryland was able to right the ship, made it 3-2, and then won the game from there. Ohio State, in this game so far, there has been no let-up. When Hopkins got back in it at 3-2, they put their foot on the gas, and we're going to have a flag down. But those 2 goals at the end of the first half, will that be the momentum shifting plays that'll get Hopkins on the right track here in the second half.
And you got a free play.
Yeah.
For your first possession, you're going to have a man up. And the question for Ohio State, can they close?
3-2 and then won the game from there. Ohio State in this game so far, there has been no let up. When Hopkins got back in it at 3-2, they put their foot on the gas, and we're going to have a flag down. But those 2 goals at the end of the first half, will that be the momentum shifting plays that'll get Hopkins on the right track here in the second half?
And you got a free play.
Yeah.
For your first possession, you're going to have a man up. And the question for Ohio State, can they close, can they finish? They were up 6-1, Penn State at one point.
Great point. Degnan with the finish. Now if you're Ohio State, got to have an answer, and that's a good start. Face-off violation against the Blue Jays gives possession to the Buckeyes.
For Ohio State, we've seen Burke. I guess he's been winning.
The second quarter has another one, and it's an emotional game, and Ohio State got some of that emotion back. Good face-off pickup by Tommy Burke, native of Palm Beach, Florida.
You know, Ohio State didn't get anything there, but they're tested in transition every opportunity that they're getting. And earlier in the season, you know, they haven't scored a ton of goals, and I think a big reason they haven't been very good in transition. And when they hung 14 on Rutgers, they scored.
Greatest rivalry in college lacrosse. I know you're going to not agree with me, just like much like Mitchell Pelkey didn't agree with me. Maryland and Johns Hopkins at Homewood Field, and then Ohio State, Michigan. How special is it, though? You know, that is the game in college football every year. Ohio State, Michigan. How special was that? To the near pipe, he scored on that last time. 2 gray jerseys go to him, and that opened up things across the face of the cage for Russell Melendez. Ohio State now leading the face-off category 11-6. Hopkins has made an adjustment. Number 6 in blue, Quentin Kilrain, coming up on the face-off. Again, if you're just joining us, Jacob Stabner, who has switched from close defense to long stick midi, out tonight for the Blue Jays. He also
and very important for his development as a goaltender.
You look at the potential freshman of the year in the Big Ten. Tasty in the spotlight tonight. Carden Stoller, goaltender for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. Smooth release from number 40 in blue.
If you're Ohio State defense, Degnan's got the ball. You know he's going left.
Yeah, all day long. Allergic to his right hand.
And so, you know, he's coming off that pick. He's a shooter. You know, the way that I think you should play that, once again, it's just an opinion. There's 1,000 ways to do things, but jump switch. You know, have that picker jump out, put pressure on him so that he can't get his hands free. He's under pressure right away, and then you recover behind him.
On that. All right, you're Ohio State. You've seen this story before. Lead at home. Mentally, what do the Buckeyes need to do right now?
Yeah, you stick to your systems. You trust your personnel, and you got to.
Timeout by Nick Myers. What do you think the tone of that conversation was in the huddle?
You know, I know Nick pretty well, and don't panic. Everyone stay the course. You know, we trust the calls, trust the systems, trust each other. Coach Myers get a timeout.
And that's 2 timeouts. And it's worth noting. Tommy Burke, the face-off man from Ohio State, grabbing his left arm. Quentin Kilrain got a couple really good licks on that elbow.
Yeah, he was wailing on him after this face-off win from Burke. You see 1, 2. Oh, he took 2 there.
It's physical.
Yeah.
Good check to create the loose ball.
The second one right here. And Hopkins double pulling the face-offs.
Yeah. That's actually not that's a legal check. I mean, it's on the arm.
Nothing wrong with that.
The hand, you know, the stick's in his hand. Looked worse in real time than it did on the replay. But Nick Myers, but Camille looked like his helmet went up and he adjusted it. And at that little split second, it just seemed Peshko got the tiniest sliver of advantage.
Just enough.
But you're right. Camille was hanging on him like a cheap suit. Look at that. Timeout taken by Johns Hopkins. You want to talk about some strength. Logan Callahan.
Yeah, his teammates recognize the strength.
They do. Yeah, I mean, he was taking more hits than a piñata at a kid's birthday party. Strength. Logan Callahan.
Yeah, his teammates recognize the strength.
They do. Yeah, I mean, he was taking more hits than a piñata at a kid's birthday party.
Weight room paying off there.
Yeah. And Hopkins calls the timeout with a 1-goal lead.
Yeah, all these face-off guys, man, they are tough as nails. One, going to see another one come here. You saw Coach Milliman at the bottom of your screen initially sprinting.
Who was the head coach of the American squad in Limerick, Ireland. Huge face-off. Battle on Fred Taylor Drive.
Got 2 pulls.
Picked up by Deans.
I was going to say you got 2 pulls out there for Hopkins.
It pays off, too. What are the advantage of having 2 pulls in a... Here are the standings. Hopkins wins this game. It's a showdown with Maryland next weekend. And if Ohio State can pull it off, they solidify the number 4 seed going into their battle with Michigan.
The top 2 teams are going to get a bye in the Big Ten tournament.
It's huge.
The next 2 get to host at home.
Exactly, so
which
it's
is also
gigantic.
huge. Yeah.
Callahan wins the clamp and plays it out, but Ohio State comes out with it. Ohio State does have an overtime. 4 minutes on the clock. First goal wins. Each team has a timeout.